I'm gonna have to assume that you guys can hear me for now. But if you guys do, hello, welcome back to the podcast. And today we'll be doing a tier list predicting next season. And what we're gonna do is we're going to let me quickly flip over to the tier list. So we're gonna be predicting next season standings. And after we predict the season standings, we open up and then I will do the season the playoffs predictions. Also on this tier list, where I'll set up after we do the regular season predictions. In each division, we're gonna go 1 to 8. This is me predicting next season. I will do another one, well, just like we did for last podcast episode. I will be doing another one, like a week or two before the preseason. With my final predictions. And I've been gone for the past 2 days because I went on vacation. And I've been back for like 20 minutes probably to my house. And then now I'm here recording. So that's what we're going to do. So let's do it. We're going to start the Central Division because it's top. We'll just go from Central, Pacific, Atlantic, Metro. Okay, we'll do that. That's fine. Central Division, number 1. So we're going 1 to 8. I think the Dallas Stars will finish number 1 in Central Division. Okay, let me open up. I forgot to open up the NHL line combinations before podcast episode. Okay, so I have Dallas Stars finishing number 1 in the Central. They got Rope Hintz, Jason Robertson, Taylor Sagan, phenomenal line. They got Jamie Benn, Wyatt Johnson, Augustin Coben. Very, very young line outside Jimmy Benn. A.K. Johnson and Stan Coben are very young, and I'm really excited to see what they can do. The depth is incredible. Duchesne, Bork, Marchman, Dadonov, Sam Steele, and Colin Blackwell. And the defensive pairing is going to be Thomas Harley, Mira Heiskanen, Esa Lindell, Ilya Bushkin, Brandon Smith, Matthew Ball. Phenomenal defensive pairing. Power play is going to be great as it has been the past couple of years. Penalty kill is going to be great as well. Ottinger, in my opinion, is a top 5 goalie in the league, and Smith is at least a top 5 goal backup in the league, possibly top 3. I just think this team's so complete. They're established. They have good chemistry. It's really just a complete package for the Western Conference. They could win the President's Trophy. I have the Oilers winning the President's Trophy. Which, yes, that might be rough because some people believe in the President's Trophy curse. Like, it does happen. It has been happening a lot. It is possible. But I think if the Oilers do win the President's Trophy, I still think they're going to win the Cup. And how good they are. But we'll get to the Oilers in a little bit. But right now, that's why I have the Stars where they are. Okay. Okay, so the Predators is where I have being number 2. And after Predators, I could see them winning the Central, but I think they're gonna start a little bit slow because the chemistry is not the best right now because they added Marchessault, Stamkos, and Shea, among others. But I mean, they still got a complete team, so when they get in their rhythm, man, they're gonna get in rhythm. Forsberg, O'Reilly, Nyquist, great. They kept this line together because, you would think, wow, Marchessault should be in the first line, maybe even Stammer. But if you think about it, this team did this line right here. Forsberg, O'Reilly, Nyquist did phenomenal last season. They have chemistry, and you can't break up a line that did so good just last year. Gotta keep them together. You can put Stamkos, Novak, Marchessault together. I think Stamkos and Marchessault are guaranteed 70 to 80 point players, I feel. Novak, between centering those two people, those two wingers, I think he's gonna put up a good 60, 70 points along those guys. And then the bottom 6 is just as good. I mean, not just as good, but bottom 6 wise is probably just as good. Against at least Colton Sissons, Janowski, Cole Smith, McCarron, and Pearson. Phenomenal bottom 6, great depth, which will always help them not only in the regular season, but if they do make the postseason this season, I will help them make a better run. And then defensive pairings is great too. Defensive pairings is good too. I mean, Brady Shea, Roman Josi is going to be, I think, one of the best defensive pairings in the league next season. And then Lazone, Carrier, phenomenal. And then Stasny and Shen is a great third pairing. Power play, I think, is going to be the second best in the league next season, in my opinion. Penalty kill, I think, is going to be very good too. The new Charlotte, I think by the end of next season, most people will count him as a top 5 goalie, and Wedgwood's a top 5 backup. So, I mean, this team is so complete. The reason why I just start slightly above him is because of the fact that they have chemistry, they're more established, and I think they're going to get out to a harder start compared to the Predators. He might have some iffy start because of the chemistry. 3 in the Central, I have the Avalanche. Yes, I know the depth slightly concerning. Yes, I know Landeskog might not return to the lineup this season, and Truskin might not play. I know he's not able to play until mid-November, but he could get hurt, could go back to the player assistance program. I don't know. The Truskin's a huge wild card for them. I mean, he could really determine the season. He's a top 100 NHL player. It doesn't seem like a lot, but he's good, man. He puts up around a point per game, was playing beast on both ends of the ice. So it's really just a make or break for this team, I feel, especially against the playoff time and how important he is to this team playoff time. But the first line, Duran really made a resurgence playing with McKinnon and Rantanen. And McKinnon and Rantanen, we already know they can put up 100 plus points. Rantanen could probably put up 100 points. McKinnon could put up 110 to 130 points. Lehkonen, Middlestad, I'm not very familiar with Kovalenko, but hopefully he's pretty good playing with Middlestad. I think he's a good second-line center, and then Lehkonen. And then their depth is slightly concerning, but Miles Wood, Ross Colton, O'Connor, Kivirato, Agnew Keller, depth is pretty good. Could be better, but depth is slightly concerning, but it's still pretty decent. And then defense I think is elite. Taves, McCarr, Gerard, Manson, DeHaan, and then they recently, just a couple of days ago, signed Shellington down right here to a 3-year deal. Just a 1-year deal on the third pairing. Power play, I think, is going to be one of the best in the league. Their second pairing slightly concerning. Your second unit, but their first unit's phenomenal. Penalty kill, I think, is going to be great. Georgiev put up 37 wins last season, 40 wins the year prior, so I think he can put up 35 to 40 wins with his Avalanche team. And I don't really know the backup goalie, but I do believe that this team will still be very, very competitive. Will they make a deep playoff run? I don't think so, because the Predators and the Stars, I believe, are much better. Especially them without Truskin, if Truskin doesn't play. We'll just have to see how that goes. 4, I have the Utah Hockey Club. Some people think they're going to miss the playoffs. I reposted this like a day or two ago about what I think about their team. They have great star power. Keller in the top 6 is phenomenal. Keller, Hayton, Schmaltz, Gunther, Cooley, Krause. In the bottom 6, Michelli, Bouchard, Doan, Stenlund, McBain, and Kerfoot. Phenomenal bottom 6. The defense is much improved with the 3 free agent signings, and the probably new number 1 defenseman, Mikhail Sergachev, if he can stay fully healthy all season long. John Marino's a great second pairing defenseman. Ian Cole's a great defensive defensive player. And then the first pairing, I think, is going to be great. Second pairing, just as good, maybe just as good, but good. Ian Cole and Kessler is going to be great. Third pairing, the power play is going to be great. Penalty kill is going to be good. I think Ingram's probably going to put up anything from a 9.10 to 9.15 save percentage next season. And Veltmelka, I think, is going to be a good, stable backup. So I have them finishing wild card number 1 out of the Western Conference. But I could see them missing the playoffs. Yes, I would be shocked, but I wouldn't be like, oh my god, this is mind-boggling. But but I definitely have them making the postseason. I'm high on the hockey club. Okay, so, we'll continue in the hockey club, because will they make a deep playoff run? I don't know. I will predict the postseason in a little bit. I'll take you down to the standings, but, I mean, it's tough, because if this does happen the way I think it's going to happen, they'll face the Stars in the first round. That's tough. But, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out when we get on. I'll talk about more of the playoff season when they do the playoff prediction. 5, Central Division, Minnesota Wild. I have both of the wild cards out of the West coming from the Central Division, Wild and Hockey Club. Let's get to the Wild. I think the Wild are better than some people think. The top 6 is great. Marco Rossi, Kirill Kaprizov put up 100 points, north of 90 points. Matthew Carello, Bodie, Eriksson Ek, Johansson's good top 6. Bottom 6 is pretty good too. Marcus Foligno is very underrated. I don't know how to say that name because I'm not really familiar with them. Brian Hartman, Trennan is very young. Frederick Gaudreau is good fourth line center. And Loco, not very familiar with him, but I do recognize his name. With the pairing, Brody and Faber's going to be great. Spurgeon and Middleton's going to be great. And then Chisholm and Bucks, I don't really know who those guys are. slightly concerning is their depth, especially defensively, but I do think they'll be able to overcome that with the top 6 and the top 4. Defense top 6, forward core, goaltending I think they'll be good. Power play gonna be pretty good, above average. Penalty kill gonna be pretty good. Philip Gustafson is going to put up around 910, 950 save percentage next season. Honestly, I really do. I think he's going to bounce back tremendously. I think he's going to be similar to Connor Ingram stats-wise. And I think Fleury, if he plays all next season, he's going to be a great backup if he stays in that backup role and Gustafson does what I expect him to do. I think the Wild will squeak into the playoffs. Will they do much? Probably not, because they'll probably end up facing the Oilers if it goes the way I think it's going to. And they're probably not going to make it past the Oilers. You know, it's not impossible. Oh, let me plug in my phone real quick, guys. I gotta plug in my phone charger. Phone charger is plugged in. Let me plug in my phone now. Okay. It's 91%, but I'd rather have it be 100% after this podcast episode so I can use it. Okay. That's what I think's gonna happen there. Okay, so we got 3 more teams out of the Central Division. I believe it's the Blackhawks, Blues, and let me find this other team because I can't think of them with the Jets. Okay, so I think the Jets are gonna finish here. I do think the Jets are good. I do, but I don't think they're gonna be quite as good as the Wild. I don't know. I just have this feeling that the Wild are gonna make the playoffs again, but they could totally mess it for the team. Connor, Scheifele, Velarde, Nemechikov, Perfetti, Ehlers, Niederreiter, Lowry, Appleton, Alfaro, Gustafson, Barron. Great defense. Your offense, forward core. Defense, Morrissey, very underrated. Milo, Sandberg, Pionk, Stanley, Miller. The defense is slightly concerning, but it's good because they got kind of Hellebuck. Power play, penalty kill, good, special teams, pretty good. Connor Hellebuck is arguably the best regular season goaltender in the league. Kaapo Kähkönen, I think, could be a good backup. So I think they're going to be really good. They're just going to barely miss the playoffs out of the Central Division. Next, it's between the Blues and the Blackhawks. I'm not really that down in the Blues, but I think the Blackhawks are going to be good too. I think the Blues. I think I have to go with the Blues. Yeah, I don't think they're going to finish last in the division. It's possible they do, but Thomas, Kyrou, Neighbor, Sadnovich, and Chen. Great top 6. Traska, Texier. I don't know how to say that, but I do recognize the name. Matthew Joseph, Sundquist, and Kasperi Kapanen. And the defense is Letty Pareko. I don't know how to say that. Falk, Suter, and Kessel. Power plays going to be great. Penalty kills are slightly concerning. Bennington is really the wild card out of this. Offer, I think, is going to be a good backup. But it will Bennington put up 900 save percentage, really put up 910 save percentage. Really depends how he plays. I think he's going to play okay, but I don't think he's going to be very good. Not going to be good enough to really get them above the Jets, Wild Hockey Club, etc., etc. Last, it has to be Blackhawks, man. The division's so stacked. I think if they were in the Pacific Division, I think they would finish, 5. I'm not even gonna lie. 65. But they're in the Central. So it is what it is. I think they're gonna be one of the better teams that finished last in the division, between them and the Canadians. They have really good pieces: Bertuzzi, Teravainen, Bedard, Hall, Anthony Ciu, Kershaw, Mikheyev, Dickinson, Foligno, Reichel, Donato, and Craig Smith. Got a pretty decent forward core. Seth Jones, Halasi, Kuczynski, Murphy, Brody, Martinez. I think the defense is where they really lack in goaltending. I mean, goaltending is pretty 2 average goaltenders, but nothing too special to really make up for the lack of defense. Mrazek and Brossois are probably about split the games 40-40, 41-41 technically. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I think that's what it is. Pacific Division. That's where we go next. I think Oilers are finishing number 1. I think they would have last season if they didn't start out the first month or 2 so horrendously, because they were the best team for the last 60 games of the season. And they got better. They were 2 goals away from winning the Stanley Cup, and they got better, much better. Nugent Hopkins, David Hyman, that line would probably stay the same, one of the best lines in the league. Draisaitl, Arvidsson, and Skinner, I think can be such a good line as well. Hold up, guys. Okay. And then Holloway, Henrique, Perry, Brown, Ryan, and Janmark. Great, incredible depth. Forward core is one of the best in the league. It's not the best in the league. Defensive pairings, Ekholm, Bouchard were one of the best defensive pairings in the league last season. Proberg and Nurse is not as bad as what people think. And Kulak and Cece is an okay third pairing. Power play, I think, is going to be the best in the league. Penalty kill probably going to be top 3 in the league. Scanner by the end of the season, I think, is going to be at least top 10 goal in the league. And Pickett's a good enough backup to win. Especially with that good of a team in front of him, I think he's going to end up being pretty good. So I'm going to say the Oilers finished one in the Pacific. I think they're winning the President's Trophy. Hold up. Okay. So, number 2 in the Pacific. I think number 1 and 2 is locked up for me. I think it's got to be Vancouver. I mean, they won the division last season, and I don't even think they got much worse. The only big addition that they lost was, yes, I get they lost Lindholm, but they added DeBrusque to replace him, kind of. But Zadorov, they lost, which does suck because he was a good piece to the defense last season. But I do think it's not a big enough of a piece to really get them out of top 3 in the division. And I think the rest of the team is so stacked that I think they'll finish number 2. Miller, Baxter, and Hoglander on the top line is a great line. And then DeBrusque, Pedersen, Sprong, Garland, Bluegill, Joshua, Heinen, Suter, and Sherwood. Phenomenal depth and star power. Defensive pairing is one of the best in the league. Quinn Hughes and Hronek is one of the best defensive pairings in the league last season. Sushi and Meyer, the 2 big defensemen. And then Forbin and Darnay is a good bottom pairing. Power play and penalty kill is going to be great, I feel. I think I put Demko number 6 because he doesn't really stay healthy. But if he stays healthy, I think he's a top 5 goalie in the league for sure. Possibly top 3, but I'm thinking top 5. The Artis Hilov, I think, is going to be one of the best backups in the league, especially what he did last postseason, proving what he can do in the postseason, let alone just the regular season itself, is much easier. Not much easier, but it's definitely not as hard to play than in the playoffs for sure. So yeah, I think these 2 are locked up for me. In the Pacific Division. The rest of this Pacific is like free. It's kind of like it's a toss up. Not really a toss up, but it's like any team can really take over like this number 3 spot. I had the Kings originally, but I thought about it. I came to consensus, and I'm really, kind of locked in on what I'm thinking here. Vegas Golden Knights. Some people have them even flunking out of the playoffs, and I did a little while ago, if you guys remember. But I really looked over the team. I'm like, they're good, bro. Bobashik, Eichel, Olsen, great first line. Stone, Hurdle. I don't know who that is, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty young. Let's check it out. Yeah, he's 23. That's what I thought. I thought he's around the 22, 23 age. He is. Very, very good, very, very good top 6. Bottom 6, this is what some people are like, oh no, they lost Stevenson and Marshall. So yes, it's the 2 huge pieces. But Hurdle's going to play a full season with them, who should help the loss of Stevenson. And then hopefully Stone plays the full season too. But the bottom 6 is still really good. I mean, Holtz, Collison, and Brisson is good. The line of it, Howden, Waugh, and Kolesar was all there on the bottom 6 when they won the cup, proving that they can be good depth pieces for a cup-winning team. So why can't they make it to the playoffs again? Defensive pairings is, in my opinion, is elite. The 3-headed dragon and Halfman, Petrangelo, and Shia Theodore. And then McNabb is very good too, especially the players, Theodore. And Whitecloud and Haig is one of the best third pairings, defensive third pairings in the league. Power play is going to be great. Penalty kill is going to be great. Aiden Hill, if he stays fully healthy, I think he's going to put up a 9.9 save percentage. And then Samsonov, if he can stay consistent and steady, I think he's going to be one of the best goalies. One of the better backups in the league, I think. So I think those are the top 3 in the Pacific, in my opinion, about what happened next season. I have my reasons for all 3 I just explained. I don't think there's going to be any wild cards. So I think those are going to be the only 3 teams out of the Pacific Division that make the playoffs. I don't think there's going to be any wild card teams from the Pacific. As I already said, I think both of them are going to be from the Central and the Hockey Club and the Wild. So that's what I think is going to happen. For the Pacific, I didn't really think about this as much. Kings, it could be the Kings, it could be the Kraken. It's between the Kings and the Kraken, honestly, I think. What team's going to be better? I'm thinking probably the Kings. Kings. Okay. I think the Kings, yes, they lost a few good pieces, but they're still good. Kopitar, Byfield, Kempe, Fiala, no more, great top 6. And then Turcotte, Lafreniere, Fogel, Keliev, Lewis, and Janot with pretty decent depth. Defensive pairing. Defense is slightly concerning. Anderson, Doughty, Gorbakov. I think Brandon Clark is going to take a huge step up. I think he's going to be one of the best defensemen for sure. I think if Doughty played left defense, Clark would be right number one pairing, I think. Edmondson and Spence. Good. Power play is going to be average. Penalty kills, I think, is going to be pretty good. Goalies where they really lack. I mean, Kemper, I think, probably can put up a 905, 910 save percentage, probably around a 907, 908 save percentage next season. And then Rittich is very concerning to back up. I think they'll finish fourth. I think they'll be right outside the postseason spot. For me. So yeah, is that. So okay. So 5 is Kraken, I think. I think these are interchangeable. The Kings and the Kraken are interchangeable, but I think I'm gonna put the Kraken just probably like a few points behind the King. I do like the acquisition. Stevenson, yes, was a big overpay, but minusing like the contract that they gave him, I think it's overall a good signing. Behind Beniers, McCann, Beniers, Eberle, Short, Stevenson, Burakovsky. Not the best top 6, but it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. The bottom 6 is pretty good too. Gore, Tollivan, Bjorkshire, Tanev, right, great. I've seen this team slightly worse than this of the Kraken. Slightly worse version of the Kraken 2 years ago, make the playoffs and beat the Avalanche, who were the top team in the West at that point. So it could happen. Larson, Dunn, Alexiak, Montu was a great pickup this free agency. Borgen, Evans, good defensive pairings. Power play's going to be pretty average. Penalty kills going to be probably pretty average. Grubauer and Decore's probably going to put up around a 905, 910 save percentage. Grubauer probably going to put up around a 905 save percentage as well. So I think they can interchange a starter and backup. Decore's probably going to end up being the starter because he's slightly younger, but I mean, yeah, I think he's going to be slightly better too. But yeah. I think Anaheim finishing number 6. They have good pieces like Cutter Gauthier, Trevor Zegras, Charlie Terry, McTavish, Carlson, among others. See, yeah, Carlson, Gauthier, Terry, Vetrano, Strome, Zegras, McTavish, Fabry, Kaloran, Leeson, Lindstrom, and Johnston. Okay. And defensive pairings are slightly concerning with Dumoulin, Fowler, Vakahainen, Gudez, Minchikov, Lacombe. Power play's gonna be pretty good. Penalty kills gonna be pretty good. Gibson, Dilsall probably gonna put up around 9-10 save percentage, probably both. So I think that's where they are going to be. Shark, nope, actually I don't think Sharks are gonna go there. I think the Flames are gonna go above them. They don't have good depth. They don't really have good defense outside of Uyghur and Anderson, but the top 6 are pretty good. I mean, they got Zari, Kuzmenko, and Pospisil down in the bottom 6. But the top 6 has still got and Kadri there too on the bottom 6. The top 6 is like Huberdeau, Coleman, and there's a couple others there. And then the defense is also very concerning with the fact that they have Wolf and Vladar, the 1-2 punch. It's not very good, I think. I think they're going to finish there. Sharks, I think he's pretty, like, the worst team in the league, I think, next season. I do. Not really that good. They have, like, Celebrini, Eklund, and Smith, and that's about it. I do like Henry Thun and Wallman in the defense, and that's about it. Goaltending's terrible. Defense is pretty terrible, honestly. The top 6 is pretty good because they got Smith, Eklund, and Celebrini up there, but the bottom 6 is horrendous, too. Really, every part of the team's horrendous, including special teams, besides the top 6. The top 6 is not good compared to most others. But with Smith, Eklund, and Celebrini, I think it's going to be pretty competitive at the top 6, but the team's not good, bro. Atlantic Division, here we go, Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference. Okay. Atlantic Division number 1, I'm thinking Panthers. I do think they're going to start out pretty slow, but their defense is still good. I mean, yes, the bottom pairing is very concerning, but the top 4 is very similar to what it was last year. Before we get to the defense, we'll look at the forwards first. Top 6 is still one of the best ones in the league. Reinhart, Barkov, Verhaeghe, Tkachuk, Bennett, Rodriguez. Great. Depth take a little bit of a hit when they lost Tarasenko, but it's okay. Lestarina, Lindell, I don't know how to say that, Buquist, Nozak, and Enwhistle. Great. Defensive pairing, I mean, they still got Forsling, Ekblad, Kulikov, and Nikolov. Pretty good. bottom pairs, I don't even know who that is. I've heard of Nate Schmidt, but I don't know who any of them are really, though, either of them. On power play, I still think it's going to be phenomenal. Penalty kill is still going to be phenomenal. One of the best in the leagues. Bobrovsky, I think, is the second best goalie in the league, and hopefully the backup is good enough to win a few games when he plays. So, I mean, yeah. I still think this team might start out a little slow just because of how much deep playoff runs they made in the last couple of years, making the Stanley Cup 2 straight years. But I do think they're going to end up getting on a roll and win, not by a whole bunch. I think they're going to win by a few points, but I do think they're only a couple points. But I do think they're going to win the division. That's all that really matters. It doesn't matter about how much you place over the team behind you. It just matters if you place over them. You know what I'm saying? 2, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hold up, I might take a drink, guys. Hold up, guys. Oh, sorry, I dropped my cap. That's why it took a little while. I mean, they have a slight chance, but I don't see it happening. The bottom 6 in defense and goaltending is really not good enough to really make a playoff run. You mean to make the playoffs, so no, they're not making the playoffs. And to be a surprise team of the year, I feel like you have to make a playoffs, and they're not going to. So that's what it is. I'll get confidence in them though. So, number 3 in the Atlantic, I think Boston. I think similar to the Pacific, I think instead of just the first 2 that's locked up, I think the top 3 I feel like is locked up with the Panthers, Leafs, and Bruins in my opinion for the next season. I think those 3 teams are very, very good. I forgot to go over the Leafs. Hold on, I'm gonna go over the Leafs and then the Bruins real quick, because I forgot to go over the Leafs, because it completely slipped my mind. Top 6 are one of the best in the league. Matthew Knies, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and McCann, Tavares, Nylander. The bottom 6 is still good too. Holmberg, Domi, Youngcroft, Reeves, Camp, and Dewar. Defense is much, much improved. And the coach will not let you take defensive reliabilities. He will make this team play good defense, because if you don't play good defense, you won't play with the head coach. But then you got Riley, Tanev, Oliver, Ekman Larson, Liljegren, Benoit, and McKay. So this team totally has the talent to play good defense, and with a coach that really values defense and offense, the team will very, very well play good defense, I think. The power plays, in my opinion, top 3 in the league. Penalty kills, great too. I think Wool. This is the big question mark in the playoffs when it comes to playoffs. I think everybody really comes to the consensus that the Maple Leafs are going to make the playoffs. Things are kind of working up, by the way. But Wool, will he be good enough? I think he's going to put up around 9-15 save percentage next season, assuming he's healthy. Stolarz, I think he's going to be phenomenal. Again, he was the best backup in the league last season statistically. And I think Joseph Wool is going to be great for them, and Stolarz is going to be a great backup for them. So I really do think that's how that's going to go for the Leafs. So I think they're finishing second in the Atlantic. I honestly going to put it down right now. I wouldn't be entirely shocked if the Leafs win the Atlantic. That's all I'm going to say, though. If they win the Atlantic, you can come back to that and say I said that, and it's not impossible. Okay, so forwards for the Bruins: Zacha, Lindholm, Pastrnak, Marchand, Coyle, Geeky. Phenomenal top 6. Lindholm needs to put up 70 points next season, I feel like, minimum. If they want to make a deep playoff run, make it back to the conference finals and make a deep playoff run, Lindholm needs to put up 70 points. Get a good playoff spot, and then take it from there. Bottom 6 is good too. Frederick, Fortress, I'm excited to see what Fortress does. Rizzo, Beecher, Jones, and Kaslak good. Bottom 6 should be better, but definitely not bad. Defensive pains: Zadorov, McAvoy, Lindholm, Carlo, Lorehi, and Peak. I have this team in the elite category, which is the top category in the defensive rankings that I did quite a few episodes ago. Power play I think is going to be pretty good. Penalty kills going to be pretty good. Goalie, I think Swayman's the 4th best goalie in the league right now. I had that in the top 10 goalies. Korpisalo, I think, is going to be a top 5 backup in the league next season. So yeah, I think Bruins finished number 3. So the Atlantic, okay. I think that let me think here. I think both of the wild cards are coming out of the Atlantic, okay? And the Eastern Conference wild card, the wild card spots are going to be a bloodbath, bro. Because here are the candidates: Senators, Lightning, Sabres, Red Wings, Islanders. I think those are the 5 and Capitals. I think those are the 6 phenomenal teams that are going to contend for the playoff spot. I don't know. I do think, we'll get to that, but I do think those Senators are going to finish the wild card number 1. I think I'm pretty locked in on the Senators making wild card 1. Stützle to Chuck, Giroux. I think Giroux's still going to be good. Stützle, I think, is going to have an incredible bounce back year. 70 to 80 points for him next season, I think. To Chuck, he's a powerful and phenomenal type of player. David Perron, Norris, and Batherson, great top 6. Pinto, Greg, and Emidio on the bottom, third line and bottom 6. To round out the bottom 6, Gregor, Chuck, and McQueen. Good. Very good. Defensive pairing: Sanderson, Zub, Chabot, Jensen, Clevin, Bernard, Docker. The defense is good too. Special teams, I think, is going to be great. Power play and penalty kill. I think they have a top 10 goalie in the league, in my opinion. Linus Ullmark and Forsberg hopefully is good enough to be good enough backup for them to win. For he can win like around 10, 15 games. Preferably more like 15 to 20 games, depending on how much he plays. But Ullmark is the top 10 goalie in the league, in my opinion. I think he's going to eat up most of the games for the Senators in net. To me, he doesn't get hurt, obviously. I think they're pretty locked in again, number 1 spot, in my opinion. I'm in the wild card. I think out of the East, I think they're very good. I'm very high on the Senators. How long has this podcast episode been so far? 33 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Okay, so the Atlantic, number 5, the last wild card spot. Dude, last night it was crazy me thinking about it, bro, because I was flipping up a bunch of teams. Originally, I had the Lightning making it. And then I had the Islanders. Actually, no, I had the Islanders making it. And then I kind of thought about, the Lightning are going to make it. And I'm like, no. The Sabres are going to make it. And I'm like, no. The Capitals are going to make it. And okay. I'm Xing out the Red Wings right now, okay? I don't really believe the Red Wings are going to make the playoffs. I don't know where they're going to rank, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Sabres, I do think they might make the playoffs, but I think the Capitals and the Lightning on the Islanders, I think I'm going to X out the Islanders because I do like Islanders because I do like a full season of Patrick Wall behind the bench, but I don't think they're going to quite make it. So I'm X them out right now. Sabres, I'm going to X them out right now because I don't really know who the coach is, so that's kind of concerning. So I'm X them out right now, but the team's really good. And UPL, I don't think is good enough to... I think there's going to be better goalie tandems in the wild card when fighting for the wild card spot. 2 teams that I'm really thinking about, okay? Lightning and Capitals. Capitals, they have arguably a top 5 defense in the league, probably top 10 defense in the league. I have a pretty dang good forward core. Special teams is going to be pretty good. And Charlie Lindgren and Logan Thompson is a very, very reliable team. Goalie tandem, okay? You got the Lightning on the other hand, okay? They made the playoff last season with Vasilevsky putting up below a 900 save percentage. I think he's going to put up around a 915 save percentage next season. And I think that power line, the depth's still good. The defense is only concerning part, but yes, I know the left McHale still good job, but he was hurt most of last season. Really. He was hurt most of last season, so we'll just X him out of the equation because he didn't really play much last season, and they still made the playoffs pretty convincingly in the wild card number 1. They added Ryan McDonough, which is a good defensive player on the second line. Victor Hedman is still there. J.J. Moser, I think, is going to be pretty good. And I still think that the defense is going to be good enough. I think Vasilevsky is going to put up around 915 save percentage. I think Johansson's going to be a great backup as well. So I made a decision. I've taken the Lightning to make the postseason. I kind of just explained it to you guys why I have them making the postseason. So I'm not really going to look at the lines. But that's why I have them. It's really it's good, man. I think the team's really good. Atlantic, number 6, is going to be the Sabres. I mean, Sabres are such a good team. I think they're going to barely miss the postseason. I don't know what to do with this team, dude. I think they might make it in 2 years, but right now, man, I think the Lightning and the Capitals are slightly better. Paterka, Thompson, Tuck, Quinn, Cousins, Zucker, and then Benson, McLeod, Greenway, Ubekabel, Lafferty. I don't really know who this fourth line left wing is. I don't really know. Defensive pairings: Byram, Darlene, Power, Rokarohu, Clifton, and Samuelson. Good power play, penalty kill, gonna be great. This is a wild card. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Can you do good? I think they'll put up around 905, 910 save percentage. Yes, Patrick Kane is still doing good for the Red Wings. And then Levi, I don't know. He's a wild card too. But UPL, I think he's going to be pretty good, but not quite good enough to lead them to the playoffs. Only takes 7, dude. I think the Red Wings, I'm not high on the Red Wings. Their top 6 phenomenal. They have pretty good depth pieces, but it's not very good. The defense, yes, I know they can pick up more defensive players with free agency and trade, but I still think the Sabres and the Lightning are so much better, and the goaltending and Cam Talbot's not very good. I think the Sabres, Lightning, and Senators are all 3 going to finish higher than them in the wild card fight, I think. So that's what it is. There's only one team left in the Atlantic, and it's the Canadiens. I think the Canadiens will be very, very good. I do, but I think just because of the fact that the Atlantic's so good, I think the Canadiens are in a slight rebuild stage, and the Kent Hughes knows that, so that's why he's not making huge moves in the GM position. And so I think that's who they're going to win. I think they'll be very, very competitive every single game they play, no matter who they face, but I think they're going to end up finishing 8. And the Atlantic division is because of how stacked the division is from top to bottom. That's it. I got 3 divisions out of the 4. I got 1 more division left to go. That's the Metropolitan Division. And I already remember who I have being in the postseason because I've said it so many times. So I'll just write it out when we get there. Okay. So number 1 in the Metro, I think they're going to win the Eastern Conference. New Jersey Devils. I think New Jersey Devils are stacked. Yes, I get they did not very good last season, and I 100% understand why people are very critical of them. But the top 6 consist of Palat, which is a very, very phenomenal playoff performer, especially put in the first line. He's going to perform phenomenally in the playoffs if they get there. Isha and Brad, then Mercer, Hughes, and Meyer. Phenomenal top 6. Bottom 6, Holland, Nathan, Tatar, Carter, Lazar, Batcher. I know every single player in that bottom 6. It's a very good sign. Sagan, Holland, Hamilton, Luke Hughes, Petrie, Dylan, Nemec. Phenomenal defense. Power play and penalty is going to be phenomenal as usual. I think Markstrom's either the 11th or 12th best goalie, probably 11th best goalie in the league. In my opinion, arguably top 10, and I think Allen's going to be around either a top 5 or at least a top 10 backup in the league. A very, very good backup, at the very least. I think that, man, their team's so stacked. I think they'll win in the Eastern Conference. I think the Panthers could win the Eastern Conference, but I think they're going to start out slightly slow. I think the Devils are starting out hot, and I think they're going to finish the season hot. I don't think they're really going to... obviously, they're going to lose a bunch of games because every team loses games. But, I mean, I'm just saying, I think they're going to be really, really consistently good throughout the entire season. Just as the teams that won the division. Such as the Panthers, Oilers, and Stars previously. 2 out of the Rangers. Our Rangers are very good. They are very high Stanley Cup contenders. Kreider, Zibanejad, Smith, Lafreniere, Trocheck, Panarin. Great top 6. Bottom 6. Heedle, Capo, and Cooler. And Vesey, Carrick, and Rempe. Great forward core. Defense is Adam Fox, Lindgren, Miller, Trouba, Schreider, and Zach Jones. I'm not very familiar with Zach Jones, but I have recognized his name. Great defense. Power play and penalty kill were definitely the bright spots last season, and they haven't really changed them much, so I think they're still going to be the bright spot. Igor Shesterkin, in my opinion, is the best goalie in the league, and Jonathan Quick is a top 10 backup in the league if he can stay consistently good. So yeah, that's where I have them right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's where I have them. So yeah. Rangers, they won the President's Trophy last season, didn't really lose all that much. So I think they're going to be very, very good and competitive once again. Hurricanes are finishing number 3. First thing first, they have Rod Brind'Amour behind the bench. He's one of the best regular season coaches in the league. Top 6 is Aho, Snetchikov, Jarvis, Nietzsche, Kakayemi, and Adele. Great top 6. Bottom 6, William Carrier, Jack Doherty, Roslovic, Stahl, Robinson, Martin. Phenomenal. Defensive pairing, Slavin, Burns, Orlov, Walker, Gossespierre, and Chatfield. Elite defense. Power play, penalty kill, going to be great again. Anderson, because they're healthy, he's probably going to put up around a 910, 950 save percentage. You could check out probably put up around the same numbers in the backup role. They probably play pretty similar games. I think Anderson's probably going to play like 50 games, and Kachekov probably going to play like 32 or something like that. If they both stay healthy throughout the season, obviously. And so, yeah, I think that's where they're gonna rank. For Capitals, I think they're gonna be the closest team to make the postseason that didn't make the postseason. So, like, the best team that didn't make the postseason in the entire league, I think will be the Capitals. I think they might make the playoffs. I wouldn't be shocked if they make the playoffs. My team is super good, man. Stacked. But I think they're gonna barely miss it. Islanders, I think, is number 5. I think the Islanders, they made the postseason last season. Yes, I get it, but the Metropolitan Division got better, and they really didn't. I mean, they got Duclair, who's a good acquisition, but outside of that, they didn't really get much better. And I do think they're gonna fall off a cliff slightly next season. So yeah. Okay, do I put the Flyers or the Penguins here? I think the Penguins go. Yeah, I do. I don't think the Penguins are going to be a playoff team. I do think they are going to be better. Yeah, I don't think they'll be a playoff team, but I think they are going to be better than these last 2 teams. Yeah, I do think they're going to be slightly better. They have Crosby, Malkin, Carlson, and Letang. They got other pieces too, but yeah, I think they're going to finish there. I think next is going to be the Flyers. I they don't expect to make the playoff. They're not really expecting much. They're kind of just really hoping that Matt Michikov really turns out and he's really good, and the rest of the young players and like top guys play good. That's really all they're hoping for, both fans and the organization. And then the Blue Jackets are finishing last. I do think the Blue Jackets will take a slight step up, but not record-wise, not point-wise. I think they're just going to take a big step up within their own team. And yeah, I think this is it. I'm going to save this real quick, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the playoffs, and then I'm going to save that too, then I'll upload them both to Facebook. Okay, so I saved it. So now we are going to do the postseason. That was fun, but now we gotta do the postseason predictions and the Stanley Cup predictions and stuff like that. Okay, so this one's going to be round 1. Okay, I just do this too. Round 2. Okay, let me make this a capital R because it's actually really bugging me for some reason. Conference finals. Actually, no, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna close this tier list out. I don't know what I'm gonna do my tier list on next, but figure it out then. Okay, so I'm gonna search up. Okay, NHL bracket 2024 playoffs. And then I'm going to sign in on here, then I'm going to customize this, and then I'm going to set it up in the way that I believe next season is going to be. And then we're going to customize bracket. I believe I have to sign in. Hopefully I don't show any of my personal information. That would suck. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. Hold up, guys. I'm going to turn off my display capture for a second. Okay, now you can't see anything on my screen. In case I do have to show my personal information, you don't need to see that. Sign in with Google. Okay, I clicked it. Thank you. Oh, it's loading now. Continue. And then I'm going to... Okay, let me turn the display capture again, because... Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing now. Okay. Okay, we need to search up NHL 2024 playoffs. Alright. I'm just gonna click this one. This is not the postseason last season, but this is like February 26th of 2024. So basically, the end of today, basically, is what that was. The current images. Why is there 2 of everything? I actually kind of like that. I didn't have to figure that out, so it's not my problem. Okay, finisher 2021 NHL template. Okay, so I think the Oilers are gonna finish number 1, but I think the Central's on top usually. So Stars, the hockey club. It's a Coyotes logo, but it's a hockey club. Just imagine it's a hockey club logo. Can't really fix that. So number 2 in the Central faces number 3 in the Central. So this is Central number 1. So the wild card number 1 would face the winner of the So the winners of both of the divisions in your conference face one of the 2 wild card teams. The worst divisional winner in your conference will face the best wild card. So the Stars, I believe, will be slightly worse than the Oilers, so they would face wild card 1, and the Oilers would face wild card 2. And then, so it'd be Central 1 versus, technically, the wild card 1. And then it'd be Central 2 versus Central 3. That's how that always goes. And then here, the Oilers, which I think will win the President's Trophy, versus wild card 2, Minnesota Wild. Okay, maybe he doesn't want to do the Wild. No. Okay, and then the Pacific 2 versus Pacific number 3. Which one looks better? Definitely the blue one. And then the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay, so the Western Conference side is done. How do I go over here? That's a problem. Okay, I think I can still see him over here a little bit. So I think the Atlantic is on top. So it would be the Florida Panthers. Maybe not. They said no. Okay, Florida Panthers. Dude, seriously? Yeah, how do I, go to the other side? See that? Oh no, what did I just do? Haha. I gotta start it over again. It's not gonna take that long. It's more, it just takes longer for the podcast episode. It's kind of just unnecessary. You must use a different title. What do you mean? I didn't have to do that last time. Oh, because I already created this template. I'll just get rid of the. Oh, God, that's fine. Oh, you're making me really mad. Okay. What it says February 27th, and then we'll just get rid of the E. I don't care. I'm never gonna use this again. Okay. Now we have to set this up again. We're gonna fly by it this time, though. Okay. We got Wild Canucks. Please cooperate. I don't know how I'm supposed to get over to the other side. You get what I'm saying? I see it over there. Do I have to do this, maybe? I'm so smart. Okay. So, we are going to... Okay, so now... Okay. Panthers would be Olympic number 1 versus wildcard number 1, because I think the Devils are going to be slightly better if you send. This is going to be a fire series if this happens, so Panthers Senators. And then it's going to be... Okay, who's going? Okay. Cooperate with me, thank you. Okay. Driving. Okay, Bruins. Yes, I didn't know that. Actually, gonna use this logo. This logo looks sick. Okay, so then the Metropolitan number 1, Eastern Conference number 1, in my opinion, is what's gonna happen here. New Jersey Devils versus Wildcard number 2, because they would be the best in the East. So they face the worst playoff team in the East. Who was it? Lightning. And then it'd be Metro 2 versus 3. Hurricane, the Rangers, and then now here comes the Hurricanes. I was thinking of the Hurricanes as it'd be next. Okay, so that's set up. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom of finish bracket template. There we go. Okay, let's start with the West. I'm going to say, I'm going to click on whatever team I think's going to win, and then I'll go over and how many games they're going to win, and then kind of just go over it. We already looked over the line combination, so I'm not going to go over back. I mean, I might actually go back over too, I'm not going to lie. But we're going to jump straight into it. Stars versus the Hockey Club. I think the Stars will take the series in 6 games. I think the Hockey Club is very good. I just think the Stars are more established, and the Hockey Club has not been the playoff with this version of the Hockey Club. I should say the version of the team that was the Arizona Coyotes, because they're the same player from the Arizona Coyotes, but this team has not been to the playoffs. So they don't really have any experience compared to the Stars, who made it to the Western Conference Finals 2 straight seasons, have a bunch of playoff experience with this roster. So I think they are going to take the dub in 6 games. But I do think the Hockey Club will win a couple games just to kind of prove, wow, we're really good that we can beat the Stars a couple times in the playoffs. So that's that. Okay. Okay, so wait. Okay. So whoever wins this series, I'm going to have to click on twice. That's fine. Okay. So the Nashville Predators and the Avalanche. I think depends if Nichushkin plays. Nichushkin plays, I think Predators will win in 7. If he doesn't play, I think they're gonna win in 5 or 6. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So we're gonna say he does play. Okay. I don't know. It's kind of hard because I don't know if he'll play. I'm gonna take the Predators. Okay. I don't know if he's gonna play. Depends if he plays. I'm gonna take the Predators anyways in that series. I think they're better anyways. The depth's better. The defense is just as good. The top 6 is just as good, probably maybe slightly worse. Actually, I don't even know. Really. And then I trust UC Saros. Arguably a top 5 goalie in the league, much more than Georgiev, who, yes, is kind of a system goalie. The only reason why he got 40 goals is because he played the Avalanche. 40 wins a couple years ago and 37 last year because the Avalanche has always been a great regular season team. And then he proved what he does in the playoffs is not good. So that's that. We're gonna go down here. Oilers, Wild. I'm taking the Oilers in 5. The Wild, I think, is gonna steal one. Probably in Minnesota, I would assume. But the Oilers is so much better. The top 6 much better. The depth's not even comparable. The Oilers blow them out of the water depth wise. Defense, I'm taking the Oilers. Goaltending is pretty even match, but I think I'm giving a slight edge to Stuart Skinner because he's been to the finals last season. I've seen what he's done. And then, so yeah, I mean, I have to take the Oilers. I think the Wild will take one game because I don't think they're going to get swept. I don't think they're that bad, but I do think they're going to get beat pretty convincingly. This one's a very tough series. I'm going to say probably I'm going to say Canucks in 7. I could totally see the Vegas winning, but I think that the Canucks have more depth, slightly more depth. I think the defense is pretty close, pretty comparable, but I think Vegas is slightly better defense. I think the Canucks are slightly better forward core, and I'm thinking that I trust Thatcher Demko slightly more than Aiden Hill when it comes to the series. So I think I'm going to give the edge to the Canucks to move on to the Oilers in the second round for 2 seasons in a row. Then we're going to go all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals from the western side, and then we'll go to the eastern side, okay? So I think okay, so we're going to start down here since we're already down here towards the Pacific side. I'm going to go with the Oilers in 6 games. I think the Oilers are much better. I think they have slightly more depth. The top 6 is better. The defense is, I think it's probably the same. And then the goalie situations, I think I'll give a slight edge to Thatcher Demko. But I don't know. We'll have to see how good Stuart Skinner is by this point. But I still think the Oilers team's more complete. So I'm taking them in 6 games. And beat the Canucks again in the second round. Just like this past season. Guess who when the big upset comes in? I'm gonna do it, Predators. I don't see it being the same Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. I don't see it. And if there's gonna be one upset out of the Western Conference side that I can see happening the most, it's the Predators over the Stars. The top 6 is very even. The depth very even. Defense very even. Special teams even. Goaltending, very even. Who's going to play better, Saros or Andre? I'm not going to say Saros is going to play better, but I don't know. I get this feeling that the Predators are going to make a deep playoff run this next season. So I think that's what's going to end up happening. And the main reason why I picked them is because I don't see the Western Conference Finals being the same 2 straight years in a row. And it's so rare for that to happen. So I'm going to pick the Predators and make the upset over the Stars in 7 games. They ain't beating them in less than 7 games. I don't think the Stars would beat the Predators in less than 7 games, dude. I think I could usually go to 7 if it really came down to it. So, I think I have to do this. Okay. Wait, what just happened to the Oilers? Oh, true. Okay, that's fine. Can I get rid of this? Okay, thank you. So, Oilers, Predators, okay, let's go over. Top 6, I think the Oilers are the best top 6 in the league, so I think I'm going to give the slight edge of the Oilers here. Depth, I think, is very close. I think I'm going to give the slight edge to the Oilers. Defense, I think I'm going to say even. Goaltending, special teams, I think I'm going to give the Oilers. Goaltending, I think it's pretty even, but I think I'm going to give slight edges to UC Soros or the Predators. But I think overall the Oilers will beat them. So I'm thinking the Oilers in 7 games in the Western Conference Final. So they are going to the Stanley Cup Final, I think, for 2 straight seasons. So let me go over here to the Eastern Conference side. Okay, so we're starting here with the Atlantic Division winner versus the wild card one. I'm picking the Panthers here, and I'm thinking 6 games. I'm really excited to see if the Senators make the playoffs, and if they do, I'm excited to see Brady Tkachuk in there. Just to see how he's going to do. That's exciting to see. But I think the Panthers top 6. I think I'm gonna slight edge the Panthers. Experience the Panthers 1,000,000%. Bottom 6, I think it's really even, but I think it's even. We'll say even. Defense, even, but I think I might get the slight edge to the Panthers. Goaltending, I think Panthers. Bobrovsky is going to be very, very good. Second best goalie in the league, in my opinion. Not that Umark's no slouch, but I'm just saying, I think Bobrovsky's better in the playoffs. He's proven himself time and time again. I think that's where it's going to end up going. I think the Panthers going on second round, 6 games here. Start off their playoff journey. Leafs and Bruins. I think the Leafs are moving on to 6. I think the top 6 is the second best in the league, just behind the Oilers. I think the bottom 6 is very good too. The depth's good, like the bottom 6 depth, basically the same thing. It's pretty good. Defense is much improved. Morgan Riley's been the number 1 since for a while ago. Chris Tanev and Albert Ekman-Larsson are very, very good players, and then the rest of the defense is very good as well. With players like Benoit and those guys. And then the goaltending, I make it the slight edge of Jeremy Swayman. But I do think Joseph Woll is going to be very, very good too, because either 2 or 3 games that he played this past season, the playoffs, he was like a brick wall. So I think he's going to be very good too. But I think the team of the Leafs are slightly better. I think they're going to have Omar's advantage too. So I'm actually going to switch it from 6 to 7 games. I think they're going to be in 7 games. It's going to be in Toronto for Game 7. I think they're moving on to the Eastern Conference semifinals, second round. Devils and Lightning. I think the Devils are going to move on to 6. I think the Devils are very good, but I think the Lightning are very good as well. I think Vasilevsky is going to steal at least a game, possibly 2. And the power line of Gunsel, Point, and Kucherov is very good. The depth's pretty good for the Lightning too. The defense is very, very concerning. I mean, they got McDonough and Hedman, but outside of that, it's kind of concerning. He's not very good. Vasilevsky's going to probably have to carry him for a win or 2 in that power line and that special teams. But I think the Devils are much more complete, so I think I'm going to have them in 6 games. Rangers, Hurricanes. I think the Rangers are going to beat them again, but I think this time it's going to be in 7 games. I think their top 6 is slightly better. I think that their bottom 6 is pretty even compared to both teams. The defense is very even, but I think I'm going to give the slight edge to the Hurricanes. Goaltending, I'd give the edge to the Rangers, because I think Igor Shostak's the best goalie in the league, so I think I'm going to give them Rangers the overall edge over the Hurricanes in 7 games. Panthers, Leafs. This is my huge upset out of the Eastern Conference. Leafs. Yep. I said it. I did it and I said it. I don't care. The top 6 is even, but I think I'm gonna give a slight edge to the Toronto Maple Leafs. The bottom 6 is even. I'll just call it even. Defense, I think, is very, very even as well. So we'll call it even again. Power play, I'll give the Leafs. Penalty kill, I'll give the Panthers. Okay. Goaltending, I think they're gonna be very even this series. I think I might give the slight edge of Bobrovsky, but man, I just think this Leafs team is so good. And the question is, will Joseph Woll be great? I think Joseph Woll will be great for not only the regular season, but I think he'll be good enough for the postseason to beat the Leafs. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I think that's what's gonna happen. They'll beat the Panthers. I think that's gonna happen. It's 7 games. I think they'll beat them in Florida for Game 7. The hockey was gonna shake, bro, if that actually happened. Devils, Rangers, I think I have the Devils in 7 games. The top 6, I would say, is even. The bottom 6 is pretty even, too. Defense, even. Goaltending, I don't know. I think the top 6 is even, but I think the bottom 6, I think I'm going to give the slight edge to the Devils. The defense, I think it's very even. And then goaltending, I think I'm going to give a slight edge to Rangers, but I think that the Devils, it's slightly better overall. Than Rangers, but I think Igor Shesterkin will be a huge reason why this series goes to 7 games. I wouldn't be entirely shocked if the Rangers actually beat them because of the main reason of because of Igor Shesterkin in the top 6 and power play for that matter. But I do think the Devils will get a slight edge over them and defeat them in the long run. Devils and the Leafs. I could see the Leafs going to the Stanley Cup final here. I'm not gonna lie. If that does happen, that means Canada would have a cup back, guaranteed. But I think I'm gonna give slight edge to Devils. I think Jacob Markstrom's been here before. Maybe not been here before, but I think he's. I don't know. I think the team's slightly better. I got a feeling that the Devils are gonna go super, super far into the playoffs. I really do. If I gotta do this again, so they're both in the finals. So, God dang it, I keep doing that. But I just have this feeling about the Devils that I think they're going to make it to the Stanley Cup final. Will they win it? I don't know, but I just have this feeling that they're going to be really just that good. Okay, so here we go. Oilers, Devils, Stanley Cup finals. It'll be very, very exciting. Okay, let's compare them. Top 6 of Oilers. Bottom 6, I think even the Oilers. Defense, I think it's very even. Goaltending, even. Power play, Oilers. Penalty kill, Oilers. Oilers in 6 games. I think they're going to literally dominate the playoffs. I think they're going to win 6 games. I don't think they're going to go to a single Game 7 outside of the Predators. And that's just because UC Saros is very, very good. But I think they're going to win that series. Oilers in 7 games. I have the Oilers winning the Stanley Cup. Is there a way that I can, zoom this out so I can take, a little picture of, this? You can now, save it. Save. There we go. Okay, I was going to say, that's very nice. Title bracket. Okay, so it's going to be, NHL playoff prediction part 2 out of 3. Description. Okay. That's gonna do it for today's episode, guys. I'm gonna end the stream here. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 13. So, guys, peace. Peace. Good day.